Welcome to the Menopausal Women Show for nutrition, health, and wellness. I'm Michelle, and as a menopause coach, I work with women to transform their hormone health and well-being to achieve the life they want to achieve. On the Menopausal Women Show, I explore many facets of the menopause, from nutrition and lifestyle to mindset and well-being. I share with you research findings on hot topics, talk with other holistic healers, and share my own experiences to empower women to take steps to a better lifestyle. This week is a solo episode where I'll be diving into the fascinating topic that might just change the way you think about menopause: managing your symptoms through the power of the vagus nerve. Menopause is a complex journey filled with a range of physical, emotional, and mental changes. I've covered some of them, but did you know that there's a key player in your body that could help to manage many of these symptoms? It's called the vagus nerve, and it's a powerful tool that often goes unnoticed. And this week, I'm taking time out to be with you, and I'm going to talk about how the vagus nerve connects to the menopause, and most importantly, how you can stimulate it to improve your overall well-being during this transition period. So what is the vagus nerve? Let's start with basics. You know me, I love starting with the basics. The vagus nerve basically is this longest cranial nerve in your body, okay? It runs from the brain stem all the way down to your abdomen. It's like a super highway of your brain to various organs, including your heart, lungs, and digestive system. So it's a super important nerve. But what makes the vagus nerve truly special is its role in the parasympathetic nervous system. And that is the bit where it's responsible for the rest and digest functions that we have. So what does it mean in simple terms? The vagus nerve, in simple terms, regulates stress, inflammation, digestion, and even your mood. And during the menopause, when your body is going through significant changes, this nerve can be a game changer. So let's break it down. The vagus nerve and menopause. So how does it actually relate to menopause? Menopause is a time of fluctuating hormones, as we know, which can lead to an increase in stress, anxiety, digestive issues, and even heart palpitations. And the vagus nerve plays a critical role in managing these symptoms by promoting relaxing and reducing the stress. So, for example, when we have the vagus nerve activated, really lowers your heart rate, eases digestion, and reduces inflammation. And all of that is so beneficial during the menopause. And additionally, so you get an added benefit. It's not just that. An added benefit is that your stimulated vagus nerve can help alleviate the mood swings, improve your sleep, both of which is disrupted during the menopause. I know mine was certainly disrupted. But how do we stimulate the vagus nerve? And that's really important. So there is a few things that we can do. And all of these things are natural ways to stimulate that nerve and activate your body's relaxation response. And here are just a few techniques today I want to share with you to incorporate potentially in your daily routine. Now, remember, I'm not asking for the world. I just ask, when you work with me, we do one baby step. One baby step, that is it. And we work and focus on that baby step until it becomes a habit. So the first technique we can use is the deep breathing. Slow, deep breathing. And it's one of the most effective ways to stimulate that vagus nerve. We have, and I have done a podcast about breathing. So go back, check out that one. But try the diaphragmatic breathing. So really using your diaphragm, where you really inhale deeply through your nose, allowing your abdomen to expand. And then when you exhale out through your mouth, your abdomen comes down. And with the breathing, it helps with a number of things. You could aim maybe for 5 minutes or even try a minute just to start off with, 5 to 10 minutes a day. Now, I know from experience, it can be really difficult to concentrate on just that breathing. So I use guided support through apps, and YouTube can be effective. For me personally, I have the Balance app, and there's a 5-minute guide on there of breathing. The other way that you can do it, which is quite extreme, is cold exposure. So splashing your face with cold water or taking a cold shower can activate the vagus nerve. Cold exposure helps lower your heart rate and triggers that parasympathetic nervous system and promotes relaxation. Now, for me, being an athlete, the benefits of a cold shower bath not only helps with the vagus nerve, but it can prevent injuries. And equally, this deep cold exposure is also known as the Wim Hof method. And if you don't know who Wim Hof is, do look him up. He's an amazing, amazing guy. But he started to use the cold exposure as a way of coping after losing his wife, I believe. The one thing I do for cold exposure is obviously, for me and my lifestyle, I train in the morning, and I then come back, I shower in a hot one, wash my hair, cleaning my face, and then I try to do 30 seconds to a minute per day of turning it right down to cold. Other people, they will go open water swimming. That's one way to do it. The other way, another technique, so far, let's just track back and summarize, how I like to summarize. The vagus nerve can help with many of the menopausal symptoms. It helps produce relaxation, and we can do it via deep breathing or cold exposure. So the next technique that I want to share with you is humming or singing. And the vagus nerve, because it comes from the top of your head all the way through to your abdomen, is connected to your vocal cords because we're coming right down. So humming, singing, or even chanting can stimulate this. Now, again, one of the Buddha and sort of like more spiritual practice is chanting. So like using the word om, 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 om. Just as something as simple as that. What it does is, just by doing that, it can help reduce the stress and improve the mood. Now, equally, what I have found interesting recently, right, is lowering my kids' stress levels. So actually, if you do have children, or even to my husband, Andrew, or your partner, just look when you come into the room where their energy levels are. Is it right up here? And I know that particularly for neurodiverse children, which mine are, they are acting at this higher level state constantly. They're processing, they feel always on guard. And I found that I use Spotify. There are other platforms that you can get music from, but I just did a search on Spotify, put in vagus nerve music, and found a few playlists. And actually, what I find is that when they come in from school, or I've just come in from work, and you've got so many different people's energies. So you've got myself, you've got my husband, he's got his brains all over the place, and you've got 2 different types of kids. Then you've got the dogs. That actually, by playing that music just gently in the background, stimulates those brain waves, and it starts to activate that vagus nerve and really, really calms everybody down. That way, then you can get grounded and actually have a conversation with the people that you care about most. And I think this is really important, is that particularly if you are a busy woman in whatever way that comes for you, you are managing, and your roles are so varied. And everybody has roles throughout life. So actually to be and help with your health and wellness so that we can reduce the brain fog, that we can reduce the anxiety, so that we can be focused, sort of using this vagus nerve and these different techniques, it's going to be hugely beneficial, just not to you, but to many, many people. Now, let's also, what's the next technique? The next technique is around yoga and meditation. So practices like yoga, mindfulness, and meditation are also excellent for the vagus nerve stimulation. And what they do is they really, really promote deep breathing, relaxation, and sense of calm, all of which supports our parasympathetic nervous system. Now, I find yoga is a win-win situation. It's quick, it's simple, it's cost effective. So first of all, you're starting to use movement and strengthening. So you can tone yourself and do the weight control. You can then activate your breathing, and that helps with the vagus nerve stimulation. And actually by focusing and becoming that grounded, you've got your mindfulness, and it has very much holistic benefits. So it's a win-win situation. And as always, okay, let's focus back at the gut, because I'm a big advocate, okay, of nutrition and helping you to transition through the menopause and beyond. Okay, it's not, in fact, actually, I'm a big advocate for nutrition, not just for menopausal women. I think it's applicable to everybody. The principles apply and the benefits are numerous amounts. But let's just focus on the probiotics and the gut health. A healthy gut is linked to a healthy vagus nerve. Consuming probiotics and maintaining a balanced diet can support your gut health, which in turn supports your vagus nerve function. Now, there's a number of other benefits that I've talked about before when we talked about prebiotics and probiotics. And it's not always about eating fermented food, okay, that most people deem is quite expensive. There are other ways. So it's really important, and certainly by working with me, we would look at a tailored program that helps increase the probiotics and the prebiotics and really focusing on that gut health. You'll get reduced brain fog, you'll get focus, you'll get more energy. So that's another technique, is to really, really think about your gut health. So let's just recap. There's lots of benefits so far. We talked about the vagus nerve, but how do you stimulate it? Firstly, deep breathing. That's one technique. Secondly, cold exposure. Perhaps do that in the summer months. Humming, singing, playlists on Spotify or other platforms. Bit of yoga and meditation, and looking after your gut health. So we're incorporating the nutrition side. So what are the benefits of vagus nerve stimulation during the menopause? Let's get specific here, because I've briefly touched on them, but I know that we like to be specific. And as always, I will be sharing the tips out of my podcast with you. And again, share it with other people that need to hear this. So by regulating and stimulating the vagus nerve, you'll notice several benefits during the menopause. First of all, reduced anxiety and stress. So the vagus nerve activation really helps calm your nervous system, which can alleviate feelings of anxiety and overwhelm. But more importantly, if you're very busy, you've got lots of roles, you will be at this level. So it's really important, so you don't feel the overwhelm, that we start reducing that anxiety and stress. By the other benefit is a relaxed nervous system, okay, and particularly at bedtime, will support better sleep quality. It will help you wake up feeling more rested. By stimulating that vagus nerve, we're regulating our digestion, and it can help with the bloating, maybe indigestion. Maybe it helps with the constipation. Again, it has to be tailored to you, what we do and how we can track the benefits. Better heart health. The vagus nerve helps regulate the heart rate, and which can be beneficial, particularly if you experience heart palpitations or other cardiovascular symptoms. And you can balance your mood. So it promotes a certain sense of well-being, making it easier to manage those mood swings and irritability. And that was something that really hit me at the start of the menopause. I really was 1 minute fine, and the next minute I was quite irritable and triggered by people. So it really helps to support that. So what's the conclusion then? The vagus nerve is a powerful ally in your menopause journey. By understanding its role and learning how to stimulate it, you can take control of your health and well-being during this evolutionary journey. Whether or not it's going to be through the deep breathing, the cold exposure, or mindfulness practices, just small changes will make a difference. Just small, tiny changes. So let's work with your lifestyle. Let's work with your responsibilities, and let's find out what's going to be working best for you. And please, please, please remember that menopause is a natural part of life. With the right tools and strategies, you can navigate it with grace and confidence. The vagus nerve is just one of those tools, but it's a valuable one that we could start exploring. So, my friends, for everyone that is listening, I want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you. And I think what I really haven't asked of you all that's listened to this, if you have found this information to be helpful, please, please, please can you subscribe and leave a review, but more importantly, share it with somebody else that can benefit. Because together we can spread the word of how to just package up all this information into easy, digestible chunks that can help you through what can be an amazing period of your life. If you'd like to connect with me to discover how my program, my 12-week program, can support you in your menopause journey, then please book a free discovery call via my website, which is www.michellewells.co.uk. Equally, super excited, I am launching my free ebook to get you started on some hints and tips. So please, head over there. So until next time, take care of yourself and keep thriving.